Hello guys, welcome to Mentalize, a new channel about psychology and mentality in sports. This channel will hopefully provide you valuable tips for improving your mental game in sports and other fields. I thought about making this video because I read an article that showed that athletes who followed a program learning about visualization, relaxation and concentration for 45 minutes per week increased their psychological profiles and mental game when performing. But when is the last time you received help with your mindset? Maybe you have, or maybe never. So I thought maybe I could help athletes just a tiny bit with small informative videos about topics that can be rather complex. This video will unfold a subject that I think is one of the most crucial to reach high performance, and that is the matter of concentration. You really have to concentrate now. You need to be more focused. Who hasn't heard something like this from a coach or teammates, or maybe even your boss at work? But what does it actually mean? Does the athlete even understand what to do next? Coaches tend to believe that communicating these standard phrases will have a positive effect. But I would argue nothing is achieved when the athlete has never learned how to concentrate or center their focus to a task. Science has shown that it's detrimental to master the skill of focusing on the right things to become an elite athlete. That means being able to block out irrelevant stimuli and focus on which is relevant in the situation. That could be the tennis player who concentrates on a specific space on the court where she wants to serve the ball. On the other hand, it could be the cyclist who is focused on maintaining momentum in his legs and feet to provide optimal speed. So what is concentration? It's used in a lot of different contexts today. The term concentration is frequently used synonymously with attention and focus. Concentration, though, is characterized as a volitional, selective attention which consciously is directed towards either external objects or incidents, or inner feelings and conceptions. In the context of sports, being fully concentrated is also described as being in the now. This means being at one with your performance, like the runner thinking, it's just me and this running lane now. Therefore not thinking about the past or future events. Other popular metaphors for concentration is spotlight or zoom lens. A spotlight works towards shedding light on something and leaving anything else in the dark. The metaphor for your concentration. Your focus should be on what is relevant in the situation and leaving all distractions in the dark. To give you an understanding of the importance of concentration in sports, this is what one of the greatest football coaches of all time, Alex Ferguson, had to say about it. Concentration has always been an important theme for me. It is the last thing I talk with the players about before they go on the pitch. If you lose concentration on the pitch, you're done. You regularly hear professional coaches or athletes explain that the reason they had a bad performance is because of their lack of concentration. In 2017, the legendary manager of Real Madrid, Zinedine Zidane, highlights that the lack of concentration was the reason his team only got a tie. The opponent scored in overtime for the final score 1-1. This happened even though Real Madrid was dominating throughout the game, and it looked like a comfortable win. His team's mentality was not focused, which resulted in a crucial mistake in the overtime of the game. As an athlete, both as professional and amateur, you would decide to get any upper hand against your opponent that is possible. To unlock your ability to be more concentrated than your opponent can be a huge advantage. Imagine being in the Swimming World Cup finals of the 100-meter butterfly. 5 seconds before the start, and person A is starting to think about the outcome of the final. If you don't get a good start, you will not be able to keep up. Wonder what my coach will say to me if I don't win. In contrast, person B is thinking about the here and now. Power out from beginning, and halfway you explode. It is highly likely that person B will achieve a better result because his mind is not wandering toward thoughts about future or the past. Think about it this way. The average human being has around 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are actually negative. This means many of your thoughts can interfere with your concentration in a non-beneficial way. There's both internal and external factors that can affect your concentration. Internal factors can be the past, which is thinking about past performances and mistakes. The future, thinking about outcomes of winning or consequences of bad play. Feelings, which could be judging your play negatively, getting angry with yourself, teammates or coaches. And other distractions, like thinking about your girlfriend or what you will make for dinner later. The common external factors can be audience, weather, sounds, coaches, teammates, opponents, the referee, media, and other visual stimuli. The event of choking also correlates heavily with the lack of concentration. You may have experienced this yourself or watched someone else choke. It happens when an athlete is unable to perform under pressure. Athletes are choking when their performance progressively deteriorates and they cannot regain control over performance. So, choking happens when an ice skater allows the mistake of falling in the beginning of a routine to upset her and cause additional errors once continuing her routine. Although she has practiced the routine flawlessly hundreds of times, the attention is switched from doing the right thing at the given time to blaming herself for a mistake. This will then impair performance by muscle being tightened, rushing, and inability to attend task-relevant cues. So let us have a look at concentration in a more detailed perspective. In sports psychology, you distinguish between internal and external concentration levels. In addition, if it is a broad or narrow focus. This has led to a creation of a model in which concentration can be present in 4 different spaces. You have broad external focus, which is used to rapidly assess a situation. That could be a quarterback who rapidly assesses the positioning of a defensive back. Then there is a broad internal focus. This is when you analyze and plan your play, like developing a game plan or strategy. The narrow external focus is when you focus exclusively on 1 or 2 external cues. This could be the ball and the target you want to hit. The narrow internal focus is used to mentally rehearse an upcoming performance or control an emotional state. This is when you mentally rehearse a golf putt, or it could be taking a deep breath to relax. This model is a sketch of the spaces of concentration you need to manage to enhance your performance. The absolute top athletes is able to transfer between these spaces without problems during a performance. This means switching from a broad external focus to narrow internal focus if the situation requires it. Maybe all this information seems overwhelming to you, or possibly it all makes sense in some way. But what can you do to optimize your ability to concentrate? Lucky for you, this is not a skill or talent that you are born with, nor is it something that can be installed in your mind by someone else. It is a skill that can be improved by you through training, knowledge, and awareness. One of the most basic things you can do to train your mind to be more concentrated is start reading books. Not reading social media, news, or anything like that. Just pick up a book, make yourself comfortable, and start reading. Engaging in this book story will unconsciously train your mind to staying focused in the here and now. In addition, you can try to notice when your brain starts to wander. What should I wear to this party this Saturday? Notice it and quickly navigate your mind towards the book again. Making routines a part of your game is also an extremely helpful tool to your upcoming performances. You see this during a basketball game when the player is about to make a free throw. Maybe he dribbles the ball 3 times, or maybe he brushes himself a certain way. That's his routine to increase concentration. Also, focusing on your breath, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, is a very popular routine to calm and focus the mind. Routines really increase the likelihood that you will not be distracted internally or externally before or during performance. An exercise you can do to learn to maintain focus is finding a quiet place to sit down with no distractions. Take an object of any kind, but preferably something related to your sport, like a tennis ball or even a volleyball. Hold the object and get a good sense of how it feels, the texture, color, and other characteristics. Now place the object in front of you and see how long you can focus on it with all your attention. Bring your focus back if it starts to wander. Record your timings and try to surpass 5 minutes. When you're able to do 5 minutes, try including some distractions to train even harder. The grid exercise requires a block grid containing 2-digit numbers ranging from 00 to 99 on a piece of paper. In 1 minute, how many sequential numbers can you put a circle around? You can test this as a coach for your athletes for one round, and next round you might choose different numbers and provide distractions in form of music, conversations, or balls bouncing around. This exercise helps you learn to focus your attention and scan the environment for relevant cues. It will help the athlete block out distractions to focus on a goal. Meditation can strongly enhance your ability to concentrate, although I won't highlight any techniques in this video, so maybe read a book about it or attend a meditation class. Lastly, try to avoid thoughts like "don't think about the past" or something similar using the word "don't." What happens when I tell you to not focus on a purple car? Your mind will not be able to avoid it. This is the same concept that happens when you tell yourself to try and avoid something in relation to your sports. It will eventually become a distraction. Try using words of encouragement or reevaluate your words of choice in a more constructive and positive manner. Alright, so now when you hear a coach tell you to concentrate before or during a game, you may now have a better understanding of this concept. You have to block out external objects and internal feelings that does not provide valuable information to perform here and now. In addition, you have hopefully been more aware about your mind and its crucial effect it can have on your performance, both positively and negatively. The matter of concentration within sports is surely a complex subject, and maybe this video shed light on some basic principles to enhance your game plan. This has been the first video of Sports Psychology Tips. Like and subscribe for more of this content, and comment below what you think of this video. Thank you and see you later.